Was it the year 2000, 2001, 2002, or 2003? It has been a minute.
Definitely. I don't even remember those years. Do you remember those?
O'er the land of the free.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. In this game, we'll see the last. Let's see some of the numbers here for Paul George.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told him, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Kleba, no good. And here are the Clippers. Outside Leonard. And the layup's good off the glass. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Bounce pass from Beverly. High post to Ibaka. He's against Porzingis. George with the ball. He's picked up by Doncic. Just 4 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Yeah, not really much of a flow offensively yet. Only 1 of 4 from the field.
Now the Mavericks moving it up. Richardson's running. Makes it off the glass.
Richardson doing a great job in transition. Has good speed that time. Accelerates in the open floor.
George passes to Ibaka. And it's George finishing it off.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Doncic outside. Richardson against George. Richardson the pass to Kleba. Back to Richardson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Kleba's got his second bucket.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Beverly finds Ibaka. That one drops for him. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch, I agree. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleba. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith.
And so far the story on Luka Doncic. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 5th in scoring. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Williams passes to Zubac. Kennard against Doncic. Left side Williams. And the dunk by Zubac.
Beautiful use of the pick and roll. Sweet Lou, so elusive and so good in those sets.
Brunson scanning the floor. Powell trying to free himself up. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Williams passes to Zubac. Powell with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Doncic leading the charge. Second chance shot taken away by Williams. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, you deserve that kind of treatment if you're going to get up on Lou Williams like that. Terrific at getting to the rack.
The Mavericks trailing. Now Brunson. 11 points for him in that last game against Oklahoma City. And that one is good.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Outside Williams. Pass to Zubac. The shot, no good.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on.
It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Recently, we
old school basketball, you know, and it's fun.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
On the court for the Mavericks. James Johnson is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Hardaway in at the shooting guard. Mavericks trail by 4. Pass to Doncic. The pass to Cauley-Stein. Back to Doncic. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Jackson passes to Zubac. Over Cauley-Stein. Here's Jackson. Nice work on the board. It's paying off with the basket. Jackson's got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And Dallas also making a switch. Richardson, he's checked in for Doncic. Here's Richardson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And Josh Richardson continuing to develop his overall game. Has such good height at the 2-guard spot.
It's his first trip to the line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Lou Williams.
That's a pretty impressive finish for Montrezl Harrell.
Richardson outside. Dishes to Cauley-Stein. And the rejection by Ibaka. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Beverly. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Richardson outside. Paul George with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break.
And how that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. Mavericks trail by 10. And again, the turnover by the Mavericks. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Here's Kleba. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight, 3 for 4.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Knocked loose and stolen by Richardson. Kleba inside. Defended by Batum.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here is Los Angeles now. Here's George. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that. Don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
Pass to Kleba. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul. And Los Angeles with some changes. Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Then for the Mavericks, Doncic comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
And yes, it's good. Jackson's got 8 points.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Doncic. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
George looking around. Inside. Wow, hammering it in.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. And the greatest bench scorer in NBA history. Only get... And that should...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
We've definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Hey, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
They've got Paul George. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka, and it's Beverly in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
And what's so impressive about Doncic, the maturity. Yes, he's polished, but he's got a completeness to his game at such a young age.
To the paint. Ibaka finds George. Another one falls for the Clippers. Now in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Oh,
wow.
I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Richardson against George. Lobs it up for Ibaka, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Richardson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Richardson's got 6.
Now, even though he's slightly built, Richardson does play a physical game. Remarkable how much contact he absorbs.
Takes it out to Leonard. Pass to Ibaka. Back to Leonard. He dishes it to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Shoots from the high post. No good off the back of the rim.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
George with the ball, and it's Richardson picking him up.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Mavericks trail by 10. Now here's Doncic. Here's Porzingis. Softly drops in the floater. Porzingis has got 4 points in the quarter.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
George against Richardson. Beyond the arc. Unable to get that one. And it's Dallas the other way. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Clippers leading by 8. Beverly for 3. And that one is off. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field.
And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverly rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverly is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against him.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Kicks it out to Richardson. Out left to the wing. 6 to shoot. And the rejection by Ibaka.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
And Doncic, here we go.
And your point guard's got to be the catalyst. Great job getting to the 10.
Well, Greg, he knows when they need a lift.
Did you see how much air he had under him? Wow.
Beverly, the pass to Ibaka. Back to Beverly. Good on the shot.
Yeah, if you're a young player out there and you're going to guard a guy like Patrick Beverly, then the tough approach might not be the way to go.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That's good from Beverly. And so it's Dallas with it. 11-point game. It's Powell on the wing. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Johnson outside. Looking for Cauley Stein. He gets it there. Here's Brunson. Goes back up. And there's the nice layup by Cauley Stein. Cauley Stein's got his first points of the night.
Talk often about the physicality of bigger players. Cauley Stein, one of those guys who fits into that category.
Jackson finds Zubats. Here's Mann. Back to Zubats. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
Cauley Stein in great position to reject that shot.
Johnson can't hit.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Jackson down low. Here's Zubats. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Ahead by 9 is. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Powell is out there with Johnson. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Cauley Stein in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Brunson, and the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
A three ball. Leonard on the wing. Oh, Moore's in position. That one doesn't go. Johnson with the defensive effort. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Well, a 7-footer that has a bit of moxie. Willie Cauley-Stein loves to play rough down low.
Williams passes to Zubats. Back to Williams. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. Back to Leonard. Pass to Zubats. Powell with the steal. Pushing it up. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Pretty nice work there in the open floor. Hardaway Jr. good at running to the right spot on the court and being ready.
And here is Williams. And the pass to Zubats. Lays it up off the glass.
Now, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Hardaway up top. Kennard covering. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Hardaway Jr., a great athlete, spotted a seam there and just attacked the defense.
And the first one drops. And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. Josh Richardson's checked in for James Johnson. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Doncic against George. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Rebounded by Hardaway.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
And the dunk by Doncic.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
George against Doncic. And it's George finishing it off.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that? Hardaway Jr. just stepping up big time.
George against Doncic. Passes it to Zubats with the fadeaway. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has gotten 6 rebounds now in the game. Hardaway passes to Kleber. And it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway. And now just a 2-point Clipper lead.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
Well, they stacked up everything to get to this point. Now they have to shift into overdrive.
And George kicks to Zubats. And the dunk by Zubats.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Doncic outside. It's Richardson on the wing. And it's good off the back rim and in. 8 points for Josh Richardson.
And Richardson under complete control right there. Doesn't matter if it's first shot or last shot, he's a gamer.
George with the ball. And it's Richardson picking him up. Pass to Kennard. He kicks it to George. Money!
Oh, the nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Rebound by the Clippers. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
Here's Doncic, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on George. So the first one drops, and that brings them within 5. For the Clippers, Batum comes in for Marcus Morris, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Kennard. And Dallas also making a switch. Finney Smith's checked in. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Over to the wing. Beverley with the ball. George passes to Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Here's George. Launches it. The offensive rebound. Beverley for 3. Offline. And so Los Angeles takes the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there was some time.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
NBA All-Star game.
Is it the Nets, the 76ers, the Celtics, or the Bucks?
So many All-Stars, but which team has 2 this year? That's the key. This year. You know that answer, you get some VC.
Yeah, this is an easy one. We love these players too. They've been on.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So we welcome you to Noche NBA. A moment now to check out some numbers for Luka Doncic.
His assist numbers in the past 5 games have gone in the wrong direction. He's been out of sync with his teammates, sort of playing on an island instead of as part of a 5-man unit.
And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. And for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's LeBron, 6 on the shot clock. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. When you look at the regular season, Chris, was there a part that was more difficult, the start or the end, or maybe somewhere in between?
I would say it's somewhere in between because the physical toll, is felt most down the stretch. But you get a time to refresh and renew and get back to it.
Outside for Gasol. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Goes up again. James, no good. James has gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Porzingis passes to Kleber. Out to Doncic. Dallas moving it around. To the middle. Porzingis finds Doncic. Here's Kleber. Good work defensively by Gasol. Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And finished off by LeBron.
Such blinding speed on the drive. I mean, James is a force of nature when he's on the attack.
The drive by Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism.
Oh, wow!
Nice! And James simply one of the best dunkers in NBA history, I have to say. Highly creative in how he throws it down.
Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Here's James. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
When you give James a lane to the basket, he's going to dunk it hard. Amazing watching him just glide through the air.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. James with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Down low. Here's Schroeder. Plays it up and banks it in.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Mavericks trail by 6. Now here's Kleber. 8 points his last outing. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the game. A different look for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
The drive by James and the dunk by James.
That's just crazy athleticism from James. His vertical is through the roof.
Now here's Richardson. He's covered closely. The shot by Powell, no good. Lakers leading by 6.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the 2nd round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Wilson with it. He's picked up by LeBron. And that one drops. James has got 14 points.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And GA, even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything stands out west. Take a look at the Lakers. Right now, they've compiled the third best record in the conference. And checking out Dallas, 4.5 games behind.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
Yeah, they're kind of in that caught-in-the-middle type group. You know what I mean? You wonder if they need a personnel change to get over the hump.
And you know what? Call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Hardaway passes to Richardson. Will it go? And foul on the shot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
7-foot shot. The shot by Powell, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. He totaled. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Volanos. And guys, the Lakers are pretty much in control here.
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, and now they got to find a way to keep it going, keep growing that lead.
Jalen Brunson out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then it's James Johnson. And it's Cauley Stein in at the center position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Horton Tucker. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Tim Hardaway picks one up. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. Here's Johnson. That shot off. Kuzma with the defensive effort. Here's Caldwell Pope. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, you really like seeing Caldwell Pope earning these calls on the shot. I mean, it makes him that much more difficult to guard.
Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Marc Gasol is checked in for the Lakers.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Now here is Hardaway. Johnson outside. Passes it to Porzingis. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Well, that's just something to keep an eye on. I mean, when their reserves are operating at a high level, so tough to beat.
Doncic makes it off the glass. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter.
And with good length and athleticism, Doncic not only gets to the rim, but boy, can he finish.
Schroeder dishes to Gasol. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Kuzma. A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney-Smith is tough, and, Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year, more efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney-Smith is a guy you can win with.
Doncic against Schroeder. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Johnson against Kuzma. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Caldwell Pope. Finishes the break with a slam.
And the recognition Gasol has is tremendous. I mean, you can't leave anyone open or he'll find them.
Doncic against Schroeder. Here's Porzingis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. They get Marc Gasol. The Mavericks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And at 7-3, Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Johnson. Richardson comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Some changes for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Alex Caruso in for Caldwell Pope. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll head back home to host the Indiana Pacers. And then on Monday, they'll take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
And the matchup with the Timberwolves. It's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
James with the bucket. James has got 16 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And Doncic throws it down.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
Here's Caruso. Richardson covering. Powell with the steal. And Porzingis, here we go. And Dallas again with the bucket.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
James outside. To the inside. And it's Harrell missing. Mavericks trail by 10. Pass to Doncic. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. And now James pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the dunk by James.
You got to stay on James in transition. If you give him room to run, he jumps all over.
And it's Doncic missing.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
LeBron kicks to Caruso. They get the rebound. In the corner, it's James. And James throws it down.
Now, whether he's driving, posting up, or firing from deep, you know LeBron has it all. He's been a fantastic evening for him.
Doncic looking it over. Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. 10 points for him.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Nice D from Porzingis. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 20 points. And, of course,
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been a clinic out there by James.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
He did a great job of attacking the seams, getting to the rim, and then finishing strong.
Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in at the point. The drive by Schroeder. Count it. And the Lakers lead by 12.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
Schroeder against Richardson. Gasol trying to free himself up.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
The drive by Doncic. The shot, no good.
Might take him a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their games.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Schroeder passes to Morris. And that'll be 2 for... And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Back to Cauley Stein. Off target at the rim. And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles. They led by as many as 18 points. Caldwell Pope with it. Out defended by Cauley Stein. Caldwell Pope passes to Kuzma. Over Johnson. Los Angeles with another miss. Mavericks trail by 15. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, it's a misnomer that in the era of three-point shooting, people don't want anyone to take mid-range shots. Many of the league's elite players still thrive there. Kawhi Leonard is one, and he explained how. He said it's hard to defend guys that shoot twos. Once you get to the playoffs, it becomes a half-court game. Teams won't allow you to take wide-open shots or threes. Guys, back to you.
DA, thank you. Out to Doncic. Shot clock at 6. Over LeBron. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, man, the relentless pursuit of the basketball by Cauley Stein. Just a tremendous hustler on the offensive glass.
The pass to Horton Tucker. Floats it up for James. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, look at the crazy connection right there. James knowing when to fly towards the rim. Amazing at completing these alley-oops.
Hardaway dishes to Cauley Stein. Morris with the rebound. Lakers leading by 15. Here's Caldwell Pope. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. And the first one at the line is good.
And Caldwell Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. Just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. The Lakers also making some changes. Harrell comes in for Morris. And it's Alex Caruso in for Kyle Kuzma.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Richardson's checked in. Marc Gasol's checked in for Los Angeles.
Wow. Trying to challenge Gasol. Big-time two-way player. He gets it done on both ends.
James way outside. No good that time. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Brunson, good. Los Angeles leading by 15. James looking it over. Count the basket. James has got 10 points here in the second half.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Hardaway with the bounce pass. Cauley Stein in the post, defended by Gasol. Fires from deep. Brunson, no good. Lakers have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. James against Brunson. The drive by LeBron. 2 points, that one goes. James has got 12 now in this quarter.
And all James needs is just a little room. You got to go over the pick every time, or else he's probably going to run.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 19-point advantage heading into the next. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with it.
Hey, it's all about who's more.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Lakers leading by 19. Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Hardaway in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Caruso, no good. Dallas shooting 40% from the field. Porzingis with the ball. Gasol covering.
Really unacceptable letting Porzingis get that kind of positioning. Once he's established, it's over.
Hardaway against Schroeder. Here's Horton Tucker. Just 5 on the clock. Nails it from the high post. And the Lakers lead by 19. And so here is Dallas. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. He kicks it to Harrell. Here's Caruso. Brunson covering. Porzingis with the steal. Now Richardson, Hardaway, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Well, yeah, high IQ basketball from Richardson. Values the easy assist over a risky shot.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Pass to Horton Tucker. Gasol inside. He's against Porzingis. It's Gasol missing. Mavericks trail by 17. And Brunson has it in the corner. And too long on the shot.
That's high-quality defense right there. Reading the situation, reacting, and making that a very tough jump shot.
Schroeder passes to Gasol. Back to Schroeder. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got his 5th assist in this one.
Oh, that's some skill on that assist. I mean, the timing has to be perfect on a lead pass.
Here's Brunson. The Mavericks rebound. Porzingis on the follow.
And talk about persistence. Porzingis just being a bully on the offensive glass and punishing the opposition.
Schroeder against Hardaway. And it's Schroeder missing.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
Hardaway, no good. Lakers leading by 17. Schroeder outside, shoots over Brunson, and that one's good. Schroeder's got 4 this quarter.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is no let-up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
1:41 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Horton Tucker. Clock at 4. From inside, Caruso, no good. Mavericks trailed by 19.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Los Angeles.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for LeBron.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's Richardson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they wanted.
Schroeder looking over the floor. Hardaway with the steal. He's all alone. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. It's rebounded by Gasol. Here are the Lakers. 15-point game. And the Lakers can just let the clock run down here. Tipped away. Hardaway with the steal. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. Richardson attacking. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Oh, what an athlete Richardson is. Outstanding at knifing his way inside and converting.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining.
Harden or Kevin Durant? That is a whole lot of votes.
For sure, and I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show before, but one of these is my favorite player, and that happens to be the answer to this question. So get it right and get that VC.
Up next, welcome everyone to Noche NBA. Looking now at some numbers for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
And the Clippers starting 5. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka, then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the 1.
I think LeBron is best shooting the ball off the dribble. His accuracy, spot on.
You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
The rebound by Paul George. Now the Clippers with it. Leonard looking around. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Now here's LeBron. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. And Gasol able to finish.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
Beverly dishes to George. James against Leonard. Ibaka down low. And Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
LeBron with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Beverly against Schroeder. Outside, George. Passes it to Ibaka. Takes the 13-footer off the left rim and out. Lakers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Gasol passes to Morris. The drive by James.
Well, he is going to the line, but that's not a bad play by the defense. I mean, you just can't let LeBron run free. I think you're always better off making him earn it at the line.
And here at the midway point of the year, lots of guys banged up, Clark. Is it hard to decide when to play through and then maybe not to play, when to sit?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, Kevin. And a lot of times it's about pain tolerance, the severity of the injury. Is it something that you can play with that won't linger on and you don't have the possibility of further injury? Those are the factors that go into playing hurt or playing in pain.
Here's LeBron. Paul George making his last shot. Serge Ibaka pulls it in.
You know, he looks a little off kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Beverly finds Williams. Back to Beverly. Outside Williams. Shot clock at 5. Here's George. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, when we talk about poise, Paul George is excellent at finding ways to get his shots to fall in these moments, in part because he never seems to get out of himself.
And there's the feed to Gasol, and finished off by Gasol.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Now, here's Beverly. 17 points in his last outing. Williams kicks to George. The Clippers need to get off a shot, and Gasol sends it back.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
And let's run down for you the top 3-point shooting point guards in the league this season. Patrick Beverly, number 1.
I mean, his first job is to orchestrate for his teammates, but being as fantastic as he is at shooting the 3, he's never reluctant to take that shot if it's available.
And if I'm coaching him, I want him taking that shot. I mean, just look at the percentage. I mean, that earns you the green light for me on every possession.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Williams dishes to Batum. Williams inside. Banked in off the glass.
Boy, he twisted his body up right there just enough to create space. Williams so slick and ill-like inside.
Now here's James. He's got 5. And the dunk by James.
Well, you know, he's not a guy that's just going to settle for pulling up. When he has an opportunity, he's going to take it strong to the hoop.
Williams passes to Ibaka. Back to Williams. Feeds to Ibaka. Down low, here's Batum. The shot from the low post is good.
Far from just a perimeter shooter, I like seeing Batum go to work in the painted area.
In the corner, it's James. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And here is Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Wizards in Washington. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, he's an outstanding free throw percentage shooter. I mean, for his career, one of the best is Williams.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
He's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
James, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. A good close cut. And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Morris. Jackson is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. Lakers trail by 4. Here's Caruso. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. That shot is off. And the Clippers will come the other way. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And in that one, they crossed the line.
Yeah, I agree. And, they seem to be forcing things out there, trying too hard, pressing. When you do that, the turnovers pile up quickly.
To the paint, there's Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but, man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Washington. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. Whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Now here's Jackson. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Yep, it counts.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's LeBron. 7 points in the game. He scores with that shot. Now he's 3 of 8.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop LeBron. I mean, he's strong, and when he gets up ahead of steam, he's a freight train.
Kennard, the pass to Zubac. Jackson down low. Zubac, that's good. Zubac has got the lead, back up to 8 now for the Clippers.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Here's LeBron, and the rejection by Zubac. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
And the dunk by James.
You got to keep this guy away from the basket. I mean, that's about as easy as it gets for LeBron.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Back to Jackson. And stolen by Harrell. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And made possible by a heads-up play defensively at the other end.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Morris. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Clock at 6. Here's Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
Caruso, the pass to Harrell. Good on the bucket. Harrell's got 4 points this quarter.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Jackson finds Kennard. From deep. No good that time. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Outplayed. Oh, what a play!
Tell you what, just add that one to the highlight reel. James is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
Jackson looking it over. Leonard against LeBron. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
7 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to George. And we've reached halftime in this one.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They never put themselves in too much. That's all for now. Say goodbye.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marquis Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in a point guard. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to, how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit. And I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Well, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket, and the finish is going to be something in a poster.
Drills it from outside. Beverly's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And so James will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers, trailing by 5. And James throws it down.
And, you know, you come to expect this type of play from LeBron. I mean, he's relentless when he's in attack mode.
Now George, a dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage.
Fellas, that's exactly why they look to get him the ball around the rim. I mean, it's either a dunk or free throws every time.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers.
Amongst the many things that I appreciate most about LeBron James, and there are a lot, his leadership. I mean, everybody else just kind of naturally falls into place behind him because he's such a good example and a positive leader.
And James throws it down.
Tell you what, if he's within shouting distance of the basket, he's going to get his buckets. You can count on that.
And Beverly kicks to Morris. And he converts the layup. Morris has got his first 2 points of the night.
And the defense, no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
James outside. And the dunk by James.
You know, really impossible to know what James is thinking in advance. I mean, especially in these sets.
Clippers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Now here's Beverly. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Caldwell Pope against George. 6 to shoot. Now the dish to Ibaka. That shot missing. Some solid defense from Gasol. And here we go. Fast break. LeBron's got it. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
Tell you what, even though he's a little older now, James still a force in transition.
High post Ibaka. To the middle. Gasol with the steal. Here's Schroeder. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Clippers shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far. Ibaka, the pass to man. On the wing, Morris. And there's the pass to man. George with the ball. Lets it go from 11. Kuzma pulls it in. Lakers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Can't hit from in close.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lane.
Right side, George. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
Now here's LeBron. 26 points for him. Puts it up. Then Tidy gets the jumper to fall. LeBron's got 28 points for the game.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
George passes to Ibaka. Back to George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. They get Marc Gasol.
I like how George looks for contact. He kind of seeks it out. He doesn't back away from the hard physical contact. He knows he's going to get a chance to get to the line when he does take the contact.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by George. And now the Clippers on the break. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Outside for George. Drains it from beyond the arc. George has got 13.
He can certainly stroke it from deep. The three-pointer is not a shot that George is going to pass up.
That's tipped. And here we go. Clippers running again. Zubac, bounce pass. He got it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Williams. And it's Zubats in at the 5 down low. So it's the Lakers now. The Clippers getting the bucket. LeBron outside. 5 to shoot. And James picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the Mobile One block.
And that'll give him a jolt. Nothing like a rejection to light a fire under you.
Here's Leonard. And the rejection by Harrell. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from James.
Not going to miss many chances from that range. That's LeBron's wheelhouse there.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
When LeBron has it inside like that, I mean, it's almost impossible to stop him. Worst case scenario, he's going to get himself to the foul line.
And James drills them both. Clippers leading by 3. Williams looking over the floor. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Here's LeBron, and James throws it down hard.
Boy, LeBron's so strong, so athletic, so smart. I mean, a bunch of his points come when he's driving full speed downhill, and he's impossible to stop.
Zubats the best to George. And then George with the jam.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Now here's James. Can't hit that one. And now the Clippers on the break. George with the ball, and they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Markieff Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Alex Caruso. Stolen by Beverly. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. George. Caldwell-Pope with some nice D.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And the Lakers making a change here. Gasol's checked in.
That's a polished veteran who has just about seen it all. Gasol's able to keep his composure in these big moments.
Passes to Ibaka. George against Caldwell-Pope. And George gets it to go. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
James outside. The putback. The Clippers grab the miss. Ibaka with the ball. Gasol covering, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. LeBron outside. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Just insane length and leaping ability. Ibaka can reject.
Oh! Big time throwdown with flavor.
That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
Now here's Schroeder. Here's LeBron. Basket counts. LeBron's got 8 points here in this quarter.
elevating his aggressiveness and level of play in moments like this. LeBron, as clutch as they come.
Pass to Beverly. Outside, George. Over Caldwell Pope. Morris with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
It falls! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
The magnitude of the moment not lost on LeBron James. He knows they needed a bucket there, and he's going to get it for him.
Now, here's George. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Clippers making a change here. Zubats is checked in. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Beverly finds Leonard. Another shot. Back to Beverly. And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Man, I tell you, you really have to appreciate how much Beverly hustles. He plays hungry and with an edge. He's skilled, though, on both ends of the floor in addition to that.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
And it's Schroeder missing. So the Clippers with the win. A truly gutsy performance. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
You've got pink diamonds, you've got galaxy opals, but now you can pick up a new tier of player cards in my team. I'm Brian, and I'm here to talk about Dark Matter. The most powerful cards you can get in my team. You can pick up the first 2K21 Dark Matter cards in the all-new Pantheon All-Star packs. This is your chance to collect Dark.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Here are the five for the Clippers. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka in at the 5 down low. And for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. Here's Porzingis. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game. And Steve, as we get into the middle of the season, do you feel we have a good idea of who the contenders are at this point?
The major forces, Kevin, you know for sure where they are. There are always some teams you can't tell if they're legit or not just yet.
And George with the stuff.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Here's Doncic. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game. So many offensive skills in his toolkit. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis. And it's the Clippers' ball. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And that was a shocker. Hard to believe that they dropped the ball, so to speak, on that one. And probably a tough pill for them to swallow.
You try not to dwell on losses like that, but hey, you can't help it. Hopefully, they'll learn something from that defeat.
Here's Richardson, following the score by Serge Ibaka. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Porzingis is doubled. The rebound by Ibaka. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game.
And as he gets deeper into his career, Serge Ibaka's shooting continues to improve. What a great job he's done of changing how he scores.
It's very impressive because a late bloomer Serge Ibaka has been on the offensive end. Let's look at last season, his highest point per game average, and he's in his 11th NBA season. Still has great efficiency on the offensive end, but sometimes he's overlooked as a scorer on this team.
Now here's Beverly. After Luka Doncic's miss, Beverly the pass to Ibaka. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Ibaka's got his second bucket of the night.
If you let Serge get looks in there, he's going to shoot them for a very high percentage.
Richardson dishes to Doncic. Inside, tries from the block, and it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Doncic. Porzingis has got 6. Ibaka outside. George passes to Ibaka. Chalk up 2 there.
They have really found a rhythm here early. 4 for 5 to start this game.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Trailing by 2. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And a strong bench gives you the flexibility to bring someone in and exploit a certain matchup.
Here's Beverly, following the score by Josh Richardson. Here's Ibaka. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Back to Doncic. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And so confident. Even amongst the trees, Doncic is fantastic at forcing the issue close to the rim.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleber. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, here's Zubats. Johnson over to help. Zubats kicks to Williams. Clock at 6. Ibaka goes in. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. He's got 10.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
Pass to Zubats. Morris outside. And Morris throws it down.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
Here's Doncic. Morris with the rebound.
You know what, though? They keep calling his number despite the difficult quarter he's had.
Here's Zubats. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now.
especially on the interior.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Over Ibaka. It's stolen by Morris. And now Williams running the floor all by himself.
In attack mode pretty much every game we see him. This time, Williams getting it done in transition.
Now here's Doncic, and he lays it straight in. Doncic has got 6 points.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Serge Ibaka, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He got into and buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
They've got Willie Cauley-Stein. Hardaway is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then it's James Johnson. And it's Doncic in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Cauley-Stein goes in. Yep, that one goes in there. Cauley-Stein's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Mavs. The Clippers in the lead. Williams passes to Jackson. Johnson with the block.
Sneaky shot blocker. James Johnson is not the biggest guy, but he has the reach to do it.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. Dallas making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jackson passes to Zubac. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Pass to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
Double team on Williams. Passes it to Morris. From outside the arc. Offensive rebound, Zubac. And good work on the boards, and they pick up the second chance points. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter. Mavericks trail by 4. Now Brunson. An 11-point game for him in the win against Oklahoma City. And he comes up with the deuce.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Williams passes to Zubac. Hardaway with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Brunson, good. Brunson's got it all tied up now for the Mavs.
And it almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
Williams finds Zubac. It's stolen by Johnson. Williams against Brunson. It's good on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Williams passes to Morris. Zubac against Richardson. Back to Zubac. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Zubac has got 8. Now the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important, and then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but...
Insane move by Paul George, a high flyer who can create in midair.
Hardaway goes in. Porzingis, that one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Richardson with the double team. And Beverly kicks to George. The feed to Ibaka. Jackson trying to break free.
Serge typically blends in offensively, but tonight he's at the forefront.
For Dallas, they've gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Just 4 to shoot. And it's sent back by George. And that's a foul called on Porzingis. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Mike Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Ibaka slams it in.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Doncic looking it over. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
I mean, that's a good job working the ball inside and getting a quality shot.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. George passes to Ibaka. Kicks it out to Leonard. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Feeds it to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
Doncic outside. And it's blocked by Ibaka. And he's able to get it back. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to eat a big night so far for Serge Ibaka. He had 16 points, 2 block shots, and 2. And that should do it with the...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Serge Ibaka has been sensational.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
And I can't wait to see what he has in store during this second half. Some of those jams were downright absurd.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Batum, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. Doncic, no good. Clippers leading by 4. On the wing, Batum. Beverley dishes to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
We know Beverly's ability as a defender, but don't underestimate his ability as a distributor. He has good vision.
The wide open look here for Porzingis. No good from outside.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
And Leonard has it in the corner. And finished off by Leonard.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And at 7-3, Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Morris comes in for Leonard. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley. Porzingis against Zubac. And the basket is good. Williams has got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Runs in the pass to Porzingis. And the rejection by Zubac.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup?
Kennard with the ball. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And Batum kicks to Kennard. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Porzingis with the steal. Here's Brunson. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Brunson's got his third bucket of the night.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. You and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Doncic against Williams. Doncic passes to Brunson. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Brunson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just a super unselfish guy. Doncic is all for getting his guys going. Enjoys setting the table.
The pass to Kennard. Rebounded by Hardaway.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Here's Powell, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
This is who you want leading that play. A sure passer with great awareness.
Williams finds Batum. Outside Williams. And he banks in the layup. Williams has got 6.
Good recognition by Lou. Sees a crack in the defense, has the speed to exploit it.
Up top, Doncic. He's guarded by Williams. Batum against Powell. Brunson kicks to Cauley-Stein. And the shot goes down. 6 points for him.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And here is Williams. He's got 6. Over in the corner, Batum. Back to Kennard. Lets it go from deep. The Clippers rebound. Cauley-Stein in the post. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
Nice work inside by Cauley-Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. The Clippers on top. They lead by 4. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. James Johnson is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Richardson in at the 2-guard spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. Porzingis, he's checked in for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. Here's Porzingis, and it's blocked by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
Tries again. Porzingis can't hit.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Beverley against Porzingis. Ibaka, that shot no good. And it's Dallas the other way. They host the Spurs after this one. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. A solo fast break. Jumps up. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a 3-point play. It's on Luka Doncic.
You see the strength Ibaka's added over the years, that time converting through contact, going to the line.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Kleba's checked in. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 9-point game. Shoots the three. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Beverly wide open. Hits the three-point bomb. Beverly's got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers.
Strong three-point shooter throughout his career. Can't afford to allow Beverly much room from out there.
Richardson, no luck. And here's Los Angeles. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Batum passes to Ibaka. To the inside. George, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Offensive rebound. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
And talk about persistence. Porzingis just being a bully on the offensive glass and punishing the opposition.
Outside, George. George double teamed. Outside for Batum. His three-pointers off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And it's sent back by George.
Not going to beat Paul George with that move. He's too long and too talented of a defender.
To the middle. Out to the wing. Takes the three. Los Angeles with another miss.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Clippers leading by 10. Leonard on the wing. Back to George. He feeds it to Batum. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 5 assists in the game.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
Pass to Beverly. Ibaka dishes to Beverly. Outside for George. Lobs it up for Ibaka.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Mavericks trail by 14. Doncic outside. Looking to get it going. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And how about the balance of Doncic on that possession? Amazing at just absorbing the contact and still with the strength to finish.
Hardaway's checked in for the Mavericks. Los Angeles leading by 11.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Los Angeles.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Serge Ibaka.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Pass to man. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Fires the three. And Patterson kicks to Ibaka. Here's Burke. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Off the inbound. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and
Triple threat. There are 19 reward cards available, and trust me, you're going to want these cards for your lineup. For the Galaxy Opals, you can earn Brandon Roy and Wes Unseld. But even the pink diamonds are scary good, with cards like Dr. J, Joe Dumars, Allen Iverson, and more. And if you complete the entire All-Star Spotlight Sim, you'll be rewarded with Galaxy.
Over the land of the...
We welcome you to Noche Enemy. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. Then on Thursday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for that game against the Nuggets, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. So Richardson will go to the free throw line. That one on Caldwell Pope. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the night. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. James looking around. And James throws it down.
Just textbook basketball, right? James's IQ for the game so high, his vision and court awareness so good, he can exploit that pick and roll so effectively.
Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 28-point game against Sacramento. No good from Gasol. Doncic outside. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter, and it's good, 2 points.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Lakers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
And last year, Dallas gave Porzingis the contract he was looking for to the tune of $158 million.
And Greg, credit the Dallas organization for believing in Kristaps Porzingis' talent. And now credit Porzingis, because you have to share shot attempts and usage with Luka Doncic. What has he done? He's concentrated on better rebounding, better rim protecting. This guy is all in on winning, and what a combination these two guys can be. Well, tracking down rebounds with ease. Kristaps Porzingis, outstanding mobility.
Schroeder against Doncic. LeBron outside. Back to Schroeder. Now here's LeBron. Defense right on him. The feed to Gasol. Kicks it out to James. Los Angeles with another miss.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Lakers trail by 8. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Yep, that one goes.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Runs in the pass to Johnson. For 3. The Lakers with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
You cannot allow your opponent to shoot that high a percentage. That is going to get you beat night after night.
Outside Hardaway. Dallas moving the ball around. The shot by Powell, no good. And it's Kuzma with the ball for Los Angeles, trailing by 4. 46 seconds left here in the first quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
And the edge Kuzma plays with is terrific. A tough, versatile player who plays with a real hunger to keep getting better.
Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now here's Hardaway. Defense is right there. Here's Cauley-Stein. On the pass to Hardaway. Six on the shot clock. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. And stolen by Kuzma. Here's Horton Tucker. Lays it up off the glass.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Here's Brunson. Drops in the layup for 2. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, they've got Powell. Jalen Brunson out there with Richardson. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Cauley Stein in at the 5, roaming the paint. Tries it from 9. Second shot opportunity. That's in, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Harrell.
If you do not box out Montrezl Harrell, you are opening yourself up to offensive rebounds. This guy is a force there.
Now here's Hardaway. He's coming off a 19-point game against Oklahoma City.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Here's Caruso. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Here's Harrell. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
They are just killing him on the interior.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here's Brunson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Hardaway against LeBron. And finished off by LeBron.
I don't think you can stop LeBron James when he starts off to fly like that. Might as well just start jogging back the other way.
Now here's Brunson. An 11-point game for him in the win against Oklahoma City.
And his scoring's going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game. And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Caruso. Brunson covering. Kept alive. Here's Harrell. Out to the right wing. Here's Horton Tucker. Harrell with it. Now defended by Cauley Stein. Pass to Powell. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Tell you, even with some physical contact, Powell gets it done. Love his persistence.
Here's LeBron. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids. You're right. Here's Brunson. After the basket by Montrezl Harrell, Powell, no one around him. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Harrell's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. From deep, James. Offensive rebound. Kuzma kicks to Harrell. Down low, James. The score now all even.
You know, LeBron James has been fouled so many times in his career, it doesn't even faze him anymore. There is no stopping this guy.
So both teams changing it up here. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
Well, you know, teams look for +6s. Players whose wingspans exceed their height by a half foot. Montrezl Harrell is a 6'7" player with a 7'4" wingspan. If you're struggling with the math, ladies and gentlemen, that's a +9. Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
The 3 for Doncic. Doesn't go for him. And the Lakers take it the other way. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Here's James. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Lakers lead by 1.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
James Johnson's checked in for Maxi Kleber. We've got 28 seconds left here in the second. And here is Doncic. It's stolen by Schroeder. Fast break, the Lakers. James with the ball. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
Oh, the athleticism and the speed of James in the open floor never ceases to impress. He is just a beast at finishing these fast break opportunities.
And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And so it's LeBron James making
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 17 points. And that should...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter. Sliced right through them.
His penetration was a real problem for them. And then, of course, the monster finishes at the cup.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there at Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. The putback, it's rebounded by Dallas. And here we go, the Mavericks in a fast break. Porzingis is double. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Finney-Smith's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Mavs. Schroeder against Doncic. Schroeder passes to Caldwell Pope. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Dallas moving the ball around. Doncic outside. Good work there as it goes. Now it's a 3-point Dallas lead.
Just another way, Luka Doncic is such a tough cover. This guy's knack for getting into the painted area and converting both easy shots and contested shots.
Then Gasol with the dunk.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
Caldwell Pope against Richardson. Schroeder, left side. Yes, that goes in.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Doncic against Schroeder. Over to the left wing. Here's Porzingis. It doesn't go for him. And the Lakers going the other way now. Strange to see Marc Gasol shooting from outside. His game grade wasn't always like it is now.
I mean, Gasol has added a 3 to his game in the last seasons with Memphis, and it was an immediate success. He became a functioning stretch 5. Early in his career, he was more likely to drag you to the block and just bruise you more than anything else.
How about Porzingis? Shrugs off the hit. That work in the weight room paying off already. You gotta love the time he's put in to make himself a challenge.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. James Johnson's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Harrell slams it in.
Well, you know that Montrezl Harrell is one of the best rollers in the NBA. Even when the defense is waiting for him, this guy's so hard to stop.
Now here is Hardaway. No points in the game yet for him. On the wing, Doncic. Back to Hardaway. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
When you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
Here's Caruso. currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Dallas. The lead is 2, and the shot is good.
Well, there's big-time athleticism when you're talking about Hardaway. Puts it on the deck and relentless move to the cup.
Here's Horton Tucker. Tim Hardaway making his last shot. Harrell, it's good on the putback.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Doncic outside, kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Doncic. 8 feet away. A second chance effort, and Porzingis with the lay-in. Porzingis has got 11 points.
Boy, what a display of toughness from Kristaps Porzingis. He's a rock down low.
Caruso, the pass to Kuzma. From down in the low post, it goes. Kuzma's got his first basket of the night. Brunson scanning the floor. Kicks it out to Johnson. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Caruso. And that one is stuffed right through.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helped.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right.
At the end of the third, the score is all even. Both teams absolutely filling it up. Live from the...
We got to clean up that inside.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for the Mavericks, they've got Richardson, Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's Luka Doncic, and it's Cauley Stein in at the center position.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Richardson attacking. Count it.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Here's Caldwell Pope, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And just a smooth customer off that pick and roll. KCP making a quick assessment and decides to take it for himself.
Doncic kicks to Cauley Stein. Missed inside. The Lakers in the lead. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. It's good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. That free throw good from Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, much improved foul shooter. KCP also starting to get to the line at a higher rate.
Schroeder against Doncic. And the layup is good.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
LeBron is doubled. And Harrell wide open. He shoots. And again, no good by the Lakers. Mavericks trailed by 3. Here's Richardson. He feeds it to Doncic. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. Porzingis, he's checked in for the Mavericks. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Richardson, good.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Schroeder against Doncic. Schroeder passes to Gasol and finished off by Gasol.
Well, coaches love seeing this from Dennis Schroeder. Recognize the situation, find the open teammate.
Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
James. And, folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
Outstanding take to the rack by LeBron, always looking to get to the charity stripe.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands. Oh, the power on that prudence!
We all know LeBron wants to take these shots. When the pressure is at its highest, he does not shy away from making the play his team needs.
Out to Porzingis, and stolen by LeBron. The Lakers have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. And the dunk by James.
If LeBron gets speed at the rim, it takes a couple of steel walls to slow him down. And even then, he'll finish the job.
Doncic against Schroeder. Offensive rebound.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Pass to Harrell. James against Doncic. And the dunk by LeBron.
Well, at this point, with LeBron rolling, the #1 goal on every possession, get it to the king.
Outside, Porzingis. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Finney Smith passes to Porzingis over Gasol. Dallas, no good that time either. Lakers leading by 5. LeBron James on the wing. From about 16, again, Los Angeles.
Well, an absolute terror from that spot right there. If LeBron James is rolling, look out.
Here's Doncic. Yes!
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's James. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Porzingis. It's the first that increases their lead to 6.
Father Time has not caught up to LeBron James yet. This man looks like he is on a mission, and he continues to add to his legacy.
Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. Richardson finds Porzingis. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Good on the first, and that trims the lead to 6.
You know, there was so much hype around Kristaps Porzingis once he got off to a great start in his first year. And you just want to see him continue to grow and add dimensions to the offensive game every year. What's next? We'll see.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. Here's Morris. His first shot coming late. He squares up and sinks it.
And it was going back and forth there for a while, but now starting to just stretch out that lead a bit. They're definitely looking like the better team.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps.
They're probably shooting granny style, you know what I'm saying? Under.
And as things get ready to roll,
Hey, Kevin.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. Let's see the stat sheet here for Paul George.
And, guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard. And for the Clippers, they've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Ibaka in at the 5. And there it is for him. Tonight, Greg, 2 teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you played.
Almost every time I took the court.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Here's James, and James throws it down.
LeBron James, here's the report, Kevin. Still athletic.
Pass to Ibaka. Back to Beverly. High post Ibaka. Leonard against James. Leonard draws the double. And here's George for 3. Gasol with the rebound. Here's the Lakers with the ball. They get it again, and Schroeder stays with it.
Well, Schroeder down there sneaking in and able to pick up a loose ball board and get a hoop.
High post Ibaka. And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to Ibaka. It's stolen by Morris. Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. Here's LeBron, and it's sent back by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story. Yeah, Paul George will take those opportunities anytime he can get them. A nice dunk there.
Beverly against Schroeder. Over Beverly. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Schroeder's got 6.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
I don't think he sees any kind of defense when he's at that range. It doesn't matter who's guarding him. Never get tired of LeBron James in the air doing wonderful things.
Outside, George. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. That's no good, and now he's missed 2 and made 2. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession, and the Clippers making a change here. Williams is checked in. The Lakers also making some changes. Harrell comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. It's good.
Oh, LeBron right through the defense this time. Incredible at finishing off that one.
Williams dishes to Batum. Williams kicks to Batum. Williams passes to Leonard. Out to Ibaka. 4 on the shot clock. Leonard inside. James covering. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
What an advantage it is to have someone like Leonard. Everyone knows the shot clock is running down, but they also know that he'll get up a good shot either way.
Here's Caruso. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Outside Leonard. The Clippers keep it alive. But deep 3 from George. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 4-point game. To the paint. It's stolen by Ibaka. George looking around. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. George has got 7 points.
Well, an accurate three-point shooter. Paul George can get it going from distance.
The drive by LeBron. And it's sent back by Leonard. And he gets it back. It's tipped. Leonard with the steal. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Lakers lead by 1. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Working the offensive glass that sometimes comes from predictable shots from your offense, and they've been opportunistic here.
Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Williams. And there's Jackson, and it's Kennard in at the 3. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Here's Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against Washington. Now the pass to Zubac. Back to Williams. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Williams has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And that one is good.
A solid roll there from Harrell as he's going to come right at you.
Williams finds Jackson. Back to Williams. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. He's got 6.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. Got a piece of it. Here's Harrell. And the rejection by Zubac. They retain possession. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Jackson looking it over. Passes it to Zubac. Outside Williams. This one for three. No good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
Horton Tucker, that's good.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Williams passes to Zubac. Back to Williams. To the inside. And stolen by Harrell. Caldwell Pope against Williams. Here's Caruso. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. So for the Clippers, Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And Georgia subbed in for Jackson. The Lakers also with a sub. James is checked in. Schroeder dishes to Gasol. Down low, Leonard with the steal. George against LeBron.
I just feel like Patrick Beverly has incredible awareness for every second that he plays on the floor. Spots the wide open man, gets it to him.
Here's James. What a jam!
Wow, fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
Nice. And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now, here is Ibaka. After LeBron James's miss. Out to Ibaka. Puts up a three. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
What awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So, for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. And it's Kennard in for George. And the Lakers also making a change. Markieff Morris is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's LeBron missing.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
And Beverly kicks to Kennard. Beverly, the pass to Ibaka. And he could not get that one to... And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough...
And that'll do it for the first half, a competitive game so far. The Clippers...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their biggest deficit was 6 points. And that'll do it.
halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
So for the Lakers right now, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in at the point. The Lakers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
Size and speed and force of LeBron James is something to behold, and he just seems to be getting better and better. That is scary.
It's rebounded by Schroeder. The Lakers in the lead. Now the Lakers on the break. Over Batum. No good from LeBron. The Clippers' shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? Pass to Ibaka. Leonard on the wing. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
With his developing handle, Leonard now has defenders at his mercy when on the bounce.
Leonard against James. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Ibaka, the pass to George. And it's George finishing it off.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Schroeder kicks to James. Back to Schroeder. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if you're going to keep missing layups.
And George, here we go. Leonard against LeBron. Can't cash in from close range. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
Ibaka, the pass to George. Back to Ibaka. George finds Ibaka. That shot, no good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. Here's LeBron. Woo!
Okay. All right, the coaches are going to ask you to stay in front of LeBron James, but seriously, you want to get in front of that?
George passes to Ibaka. Back to George. And George with the stuff.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different.
That was something else.
Well, he's just gifted with the basketball, and that includes making plays. Lou Williams spotting a man that time.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's Kuzma. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Plays with such a fearlessness. Kuzma is terrific at staying engaged and forcing the issue.
Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. Clippers trail by 3. Williams looking around. Jackson dishes to Williams. Pass to Zubac. He kicks to Morris. Rebound by Harrell. Lakers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. George against Kuzma. 11 feet away. Horton Tucker, the pass to Kuzma. And now Williams running the floor all by himself.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Lou Williams, so crafty, GA, just a knack for putting the ball in the basket.
This guy just has the gift. I mean, it's been that way forever. He is just a born scorer.
There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. He can't hit that time. 2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Williams dishes to George. There's the lob to the hoop. No good from Zubac.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Outside Williams. Yes, and the foul. They get Marcus Gasol.
How about the focus there from Sweet Lou? Simply incredible at finding ways to convert through the contact.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
James outside. Up in time. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Clippers lead by 1. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented, as always, by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Williams. And it's Morris in at small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's James. And that one hits back iron. Clippers leading by 3. Here's George. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
LeBron outside. Batum grabs the miss. Batum's got 4 rebounds in this game. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. The pass to Zubac. Here's George. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
For the Clippers, Serge Ibaka. He's checked in for Zubac. Leonard comes in for Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams.
You wonder if Paul George finally has a situation here where he could show why he's an elite player, why he's an all-star, but to pay off how hungry he is to prove it with a late postseason run.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Beverley. On the wing, George. Just 5 to shoot. Beyond the arc. A rebound by the Lakers. Harrell's got his 4th rebound in this one. Kicks it out to James. And finished off by LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron showing all the ways that he can dominate a game here on another level in this one.
Beverley, the pass to Ibaka. Back to Beverley. On the wing, George. LeBron grabs the miss. James has got 5 rebounds tonight. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
Yeah, I'm not going to give LeBron any more space, but certainly like to see him dunk. How about that throwdown?
High post Ibaka. Back to George. Feeds to Ibaka. Doesn't go that time. Great D that time from Harrell. To tie it up. The drive by LeBron. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
It's just not easy to contain or control LeBron James. A nightmare when trying to stop him, especially on the drive.
And the Lakers making a change here. Gasol's checked in. The Clippers in the lead. And here's George. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. And George with the stuff.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up. A huge shot at this moment in the game.
Here's James. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Now Beverly. Outside, George. Gets it to fall, and now he's 10 of 15 on the game.
Well, defender just a little too late in reacting. It's a piece of Paul George, but a piece, that's not enough.
LeBron outside. And James throws it down.
And LeBron James is going to take every crucial possession over. Outstanding shot there.
And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 3-point lead. 1:16 left to play here in the fourth. Kicks it to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. And Gasol sends it back. James against George. It's in! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Outside, Batum. Kicks it out to Leonard. Beverly against Schroeder. Beverly, the pass to Zubac. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Markieff Morris. And the Clippers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for the Lakers.
That and one free throw upset to a 2-possession game. Costly foul on the shot that time.
It's good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, LeBron James lives for the big moment. Another one there.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
And George kicks to Williams. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. George passes to Zubac. The kick out to Williams. And there's the foul. We'll go on Alex Caruso. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, whether Lou Williams is starting or more than likely coming off the bench, he's such a high-quality role player, someone that can heat up in a hurry and make the difference on those nights during a regular season where you could tally up 6 or 7 more wins. Lou's going to get those for you.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're behind by 4. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, pure desperation right now. Do you think there's enough time?
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up